you understand? Do you understand?
I understand.
You understand?
I understand.
Good.
Hey guys!
Hi guys.
I'm Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Foss from Kujin Cosplay.
Today, we're gonna continue watching Westworld Season 1,
Episode 3.
The Maze. The episode 3 is called The Stray. Do we have any idea what this means?
Nope.
I have an idea. Usually the stray is when you're... I'll speak in animal terms. I mean, when you have a group of animals, like a group of cows or something, the stray is usually the one that's going astray, you know? Yeah. It's the one that's going on their own. It's the one that's going away from the group, and it would fit with what's happening right now in the show.
Yeah, we do have cows on that show.
No, but I mean, we've got Dolores, who's starting to go against her own code, and she's having conversations with Mr. Black Man. I don't remember his name, but you all understand who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So she's having conversations with him because it looks like he found something different in her. She reacts more human. She's really different from the other hosts, and he doesn't want to tell anyone because I think he's a lot like Anthony Hopkins' character. The character.
Like Aaannd.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my unique name for him.
Speaking of Anthony Hopkins, he has an idea for another scenario, another story for it to happen in his park. We just don't know what it is yet.
I think it's just gonna blast in their face.
Well, I don't know what he's after. Maybe he wants it to
crash.
It looks like he wants them to be as real as possible. In a perfect world where where the hosts are not machines, they are actual people. He's looking after something that's more, godlike than the others who only want, machines to work in order to have money. He's different. That I can tell. We also have our Man in Black, Clint Eastwood. It looks like we discussed his character a lot last episode, as in I think he's
an underdog in real life, and
and he's looking after a way to be above the others.
Place.
And for him, this world is the perfect place because he gets to be whoever he wants to be, and he gets to be as cruel as he would probably like to be in real life. And he's trying to find the maze. He's not, above doing anything to find it. And what's the maze? We don't know.
We don't know what is the maze. Let's find out.
Yeah, because I think that's pretty much it with episode 2, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Alright, so let's find out what happens in The Stray.
Cool.
Still really love the intro. I like a show who has an intro.
Yeah.
We grew up in a time where all the TV shows always had that 90s classic intro where you see every character and they have their moment to shine and stuff.
Yeah, and a few glimpses of every episode during the season.
Yeah. So we got used to this. I just saw that the guy who composed the music is the same guy who does the music in Game of Thrones. I think, right?
I didn't
If it's true, because I just saw his name pass real fast. I think I recognize it. If he's actually the one who does the music in Game of Thrones, that would explain the awesome music.
That's the gun.
She doesn't remember finding it.
No, because the memory are whacked every night.
But she's starting to have memories of her past.
Oh yeah, we thought he raped her, but maybe he did something else because he's a psycho.
Start at the beginning.
The gun might be to kill him next time he comes around.
You think?
Or at least it's enough for her not to panic about having a gun in her dresser. Oh yeah, we met him last episode too.
You really ought to talk to someone about your poster, Horace. That likeness is a crime in itself.
You know who he's reminding me of?
Sawyer. In Lost.
Yeah. I know it's not him, but he got the same looks.
Well, for a second I thought it might be the same
yeah, me
guy.
Too.
I asked you point blank if the problem with the update was resolved.
It is.
Then why are your people still pulling hosts for follow-up? Get your house in order, Bernard. And if there is a problem...
There's always going to be a problem. When you try to make machines that are as real as human people.
Walter's intent on relieving the...
He kills 6 hosts. He lets the other 3 go. I pulled the narrative logs. All 6 of these hosts were part of storylines over the years in which they killed Walter. It's like he was holding a grudge.
He did remember. What a coincidence that they all ended up in the same place. I like that we basically understood that they started remembering stuff in episode 1 and they're still trying to figure out what's happening. That just goes to show that yes, there are going to be problems and yes, they are going to fail.
Here. For your troubles.
She remembers.
Oh, gee. Fuck. I saw you dead last night.
Well, someday I'll take you.
You said someday. Not today or tomorrow or next week. Just someday. Someday sounds a lot like the thing people say when they actually mean never.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He said someday because of obviously he's never going to take her there. She's starting to open her eyes to this.
Your job is not to protect Dolores, it's to keep her here, to ensure that the guests find her if they want to best the stalwart gunslinger and have their way with this girl.
I got some reckoning to do before I can be with her.
Ah yes, your mysterious backstory. Do you know why it is a mystery, Teddy? Because we never actually bothered to give you one, just a formless guilt you will never atone for. Perhaps it is time you had a worthy story of origin. Would you like that, Teddy? A small part of my new narrative? It starts in a time of war. A world in flames. With a villain called Wyatt.
What?
Wyatt.
Wyatt.
Who's Wyatt?
Do you remember now, Teddy?
That's the story we was talking about last episode, right? With the Black Tower and the cross. What does he want to do with all this?
I don't know.
A friend here is new to town. Figured the rancher's daughter would be a nice way to kick things off. Maybe take us all for a little hayride.
It's sad though because it kind of means that her character's story is to be raped.
That's what Aaannd said, right?
God Aaannd?
Yeah.
We really ought to remember their names.
Teddy's job is to keep her at the farmhouse so that the guests can find her and have their way with her.
First, you gotta learn how to stand.
He's teaching her how to protect herself.
Teaching her. She can.
I can't.
It's not in her backstory.
Some hands weren't meant to pull a trigger. Perhaps it's for the best.
What's that sexism?
She wanted to shoot, but she can't because her main storyline said that she cannot shoot a gun, I guess.
Maybe. But I mean, it's interesting because of the new story, he's not gonna do what his main script was telling him to do, which is keeping her at the farm.
Or if she's already at the farm because she's not wandering around with Teddy, she can have time to take her gun, but she cannot shoot.
Looks like Australia has a hobby. Another one of your fucking backstories.
Backstories do more than amuse guests. They anchor the hosts. It's their cornerstone. The rest of their identity is built around it, layer by layer.
Well, you could have at least given him a steadier hand. This looks like shit.
It's not supposed to, maybe.
It's constellation.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like the shape around the constellation and the piece she kept. It looked like the kind of maze that he's been finding.
Okay.
So do you think the stray went to find the
From
maze?
work camp to our present location. SATCOM picked up these images.
Keep staring. Maybe it'll tell you your horoscope.
Come again?
Markings on its shell. Look like stars. Orion, right?
What are you, Gallo-fucking-Leo?
Maybe it's in my backstory.
In this show, it's so hard to tell a host from a guest. He just said something like, oh, maybe it's in my backstory. Who's to say that they're not hosts?
It's a tricky thing.
With due respect, sir, I'm not sure you've told me the entire truth about this situation.
Me neither.
I did tell you the truth, Bernard. What we do here is complicated.
You had a partner.
Yeah. When the legend becomes fact, you print the legend. My business partners were more than happy to scrub him from the records, and I suppose I didn't discourage them.
Arnold?
Maybe.
His name was Arnold.
Yeah.
He wasn't interested in the appearance of intellect, of wit. He wanted the real thing. He wanted to create consciousness.
Do you think he created Dolores?
Improvisation. See, Arnold built a version of their cognition in which the hosts heard their programming as an inner monologue.
That's the
with
father.
hopes that in time their own voice would take over. It was a way to bootstrap consciousness. But Arnold hadn't considered two things. One, that in this place the last thing you want the hosts to be is conscious. And two, the other group who considered their thoughts to be the voices of the gods.
Lunatics.
Indeed.
If I may ask, what happened to him?
Well, he died. Here in the park. We called it an accident, but I knew Arnold. He was very, very careful. Anyway, the update should prevent any further voices, but you will let me know if any of the hosts display or exhibit any unusual behavior, won't you, Bernard?
Yes, of course.
He might have worked on Dolores. She's the first one.
You mustn't make Arnold's mistake.
Why would I?
Well, forgive me, but I know that the death of your son, Charlie, still weighs heavily on you.
Maybe he's trying to recreate his son. And he's studying Dolores because she's the most human one. She's the conscious one.
Maybe.
And he wants something similar.
Sorry, it took me a while to get back to you,
What's that? We heard it before too.
Fuck is that?
Take this and go. Now, go! I'll hold them off as long as I can.
Shit, they look dead. It's like bullets don't hurt them.
Ah, that's a main storyline.
Yep, and Teddy's not there this time. It looks like they just got to the house.
I'm gonna protect you now.
Oh, fuck!
Got any use for this one?
No thanks. Seems a little crazy. Maybe you'd like her.
I don't mind if I do.
She took his gun.
Well.
But will she be able to shoot though?
Got some sand out.
If she does, it means she overrides her code.
Looks like your boyfriend taught you a thing or two.
Come on, Dolores, you can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Why don't we reacquaint ourselves, Dolores? Start at the beginning.
Kill him.
She heard the voice.
She heard Hector.
Arnold?
Arnold, sorry, yeah, I got Hector in my head. Fuck, she killed someone. She wasn't supposed to.
Hey, get back here.
She got shoot.
Shot.
Oh.
Hey, get back here.
What happened?
It's like she saw something that would happen because it might have happened before. I don't know. She saw a possibility and so she went the other way. I don't know.
What the hell is going on? Maybe
She's becoming conscious. That's what's happening. Instead of following a script, she thought of the consequences and so she chose another path. She went against the script.
Oh, fuck. Oh my god, it's gonna bring so much trouble, guys.
That she's being protected by Bernard. It might go okay.
Why?
Stop!
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. What the fuck's going on? Don't throw up, please. But seriously, what the fuck's going on?
Jesus. Did you hear that? Thank fuck. Anything to relieve the boredom.
Dolores!
What's going on with her? But I mean, now she's not gonna wake up in her bed like she's supposed to.
Yeah, nope. Oh, fudge.
She literally went against her script. Now she's not following any story.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Arnold! I wanted to talk about him before, but because of Anthony Hopkins, I just couldn't talk. He was just giving us so much information. So, he used to work with them when they started this thing. He was the one, we thought Anthony Hopkins might be the one looking for, you know, an actual way to make these hosts as real as possible, but is it possible that he's just following what his friend was trying to accomplish?
I don't think so, because the way I saw it, he doesn't want them to have a conscience.
Yeah, and he's dehumanizing them.
He wants them to look like the more humanly possible, but not be conscious. Conscious, sorry.
Conscious.
Think for themselves.
Okay. But good. That might be a front. That might be like a role he's playing, because it looks like he's acting a certain way with certain people and then he's acting another way with other people.
Well, it's Anthony Hopkins. What would you
his character is really a mystery to me. But his friend Arnold looks. How did he die? He didn't say, right? It was they said it was an accident. That's what.
Yeah, but he said that Arnold was
too careful.
Yeah.
So how did it happen? Did a host kill him? Maybe.
Well, we got murder. So sad. What else?
I think he might have been killed by a host, which is why he warned Bernard about being like his friend. Because if you think they are too real, if you give them too much freedom, if you give them the consciousness that Arnold wanted to give them, they're going to start thinking by themselves. So I think he's mainly saying, don't let them go that way. Stop them before something bad happens, which is basically what happened with Dolores. It's not something bad, but he didn't do anything about her being like different, and then she went against her entire script. So now it's like she's thinking for herself. She basically is the perfect host according to Arnold. She gets her own consciousness.
Yeah.
She's not following a script.
She doesn't follow any scripts. Oh my god.
Where is this gonna lead us? I'm really glad though that she found the guest that is actually nice. The one that's not gonna take, advantage of her, and the one that's there for the first time and is experiencing this the way we are experiencing this show.
Chivalrous, yeah.
Like we mentioned last episode, I think that the guests that have been coming to this park for so long, now they see the hosts as machines, as characters that they can do anything to and don't care, They can rape them, murder them, hurt them. It doesn't matter because they're not real. But for someone who goes there for the first time and sees them for the first time, they are so real that it's like they are actual human beings. So unless they have very dark intentions, it's like there's a block, there's something that's stopping them from doing anything to them.
Yeah.
They treat them like human beings. We saw it again this episode with the worker, the guy who was working with the old man. He covered him up because he wanted to give him his, modesty, which is something we talked about in first episode. Like, it's giving them clothes, covering them up, making them comfortable. It's acknowledging that they are human beings, that they are real entities. But if you take away the clothes, if you treat them like machines, like Anthony Hopkins said that they had to do, it's like you don't get attached to them. You keep a distance from them, so it's easier to do what you have to do to them. But considering that they are starting to develop a consciousness, and they are starting to think for themselves, and they are starting to remember, they might be real mad at being treated the way they are being treated.
Oh my god, Hall is gonna break loose soon.
And what's this new story?
Everything's going to crash, guys.
It is already starting to crash.
It's going to get way more worse.
The creation is going to turn on the creator. And what's this new story? What's this new story that Anthony Hopkins, because his name again, sorry. What's this new story he implanted? And what was the purpose of that? Because, it looks like the very first night his story was implanted into the memories of the hosts is the first night that Dolores went against her script.
I don't know. I don't freaking know about it.
So because of what he added to Teddy wasn't there to protect her. He instead tried to teach her how to shoot, and then went away and it went more than one day. This script is going to keep going. I think he's not dead. I think he's being, kept as a prisoner. And now Dolores has a purpose. She wants to save him. And because he wasn't there, she had to defend herself. And she remembered all the horrible things that happened to her. That's what gave her the motivation to shoot. So, I think she's going to go after Teddy to save him because now she thinks for herself. And I'm really, really interested in knowing where this is going to go. Teddy hasn't started remembering, right?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Doesn't get any more memories from his past experience.
Because he had nothing. He had nothing. He had no backstory.
He did have nothing, that's true. But Dolores does. May does, because she remembered Teddy in the facility being dead and washed.
She remembered also in the previous episode, she remembered what happened to her probably in another script. So May remembers, Dolores remembers, the bad guy remembers, the guy with the milk. We've got the stray who remembers. I'm sure there are others who remember as well.
We just don't know yet.
And it's like the thing that Arnold tried to implant, like the consciousness is trying to come back, and it was helped along by what Anthony Hopkins did in the first episode, the Reverie. It gave them a chance to remember. I think it might be linked, actually. If what Anthony Hopkins did gave them a chance to remember past storylines, it might have been what helped them remember what Arnold did to them back in the day.
Yeah.
It's what gave them a way to access the consciousness. I don't really know. Right? We might be totally wrong. We might be speaking nonsense. But at this point, we just know very little. And I'm trying to stay in the story, actually. I'm interested by the technology side of it all, but I'm also very interested in the story.
But the story is great so far, so yeah.
No, but I mean, we react with the hosts like they are actual characters, actual peoples, and that's the point of it all.
Yes, we do.
So I'm interested in this side of the show just as much, if not more, than the technological side. Because, I mean, at this point, we already know that they are going to start thinking for themselves. It's just that the people in the facility, they're still trying to figure out what's happening, which is probably why they're going to fail, because they're going to react way too late. Anyway, do you have anything else to say about this episode?
No, I just can't wait to watch the next one episode.
Okay, so let's just move on to episode 4. Thank you guys for watching this with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it's up on our Patreon page.
And if not, well, just stay tuned because the next one should be uploaded in a couple of days.
No, next week.
Next week on YouTube.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Bye.